in this video, I'm going to be working Algebra 2 Quiz 9.2, and I'm going to start with Form A. And this one starts off pretty easy. Okay, what's the log with base 3 of 9? What exponent do I put on 3 to get 9? I put the 2 exponent on 3 to get 9. Okay, log of square root 10. Okay, when we don't see a base indicated, we know that means, base 10. And I'm going to rewrite square root 10 as 10 to the 1/2 to make it really obvious to you and to me that, okay, what exponent do I put on 10 to get 10 to the 1/2? Oh, that's a half. For number 3, we're going to rewrite the exponential relationship as a logarithmic relationship. And 16 to the 5/4 equals 32. Okay, so we're going to say the log of something equals something else. Okay, the log equals the exponent. The base of the log is the base of the exponential, and so 32 would go in here. Okay, so that's our logarithmic equation. Okay, and then this one, 32 to the 4/5 equals 16. It's really just the opposite of that. So the base of my log becomes the base of my exponential. The log is the exponent. The log is 0.8, so that's 0.8, and that's equal to 16. And then now we're going to sketch a graph of y equals log base 2 of x on the axes provided. Okay, on the key, I kind of didn't really label it much more than that. Okay, I think that's all I was really looking for. It respects the vertical asymptote on the y-axis, increases and levels off. But I saw one of the papers in my class had kind of labeled a couple of extra points like I did on the video or on the homework or whatever, and I thought that was really nice, so I figured I could do that on this one too. And where x equals 2, y is going to equal 1, because 1 is the exponent I put on 2 to get 2. So that's going to be 1. And that's a really nice sketch. That's nicer than I really expect y'all to produce, but really we're talking about shape of the graph. That's the important thing here. All right, so if log base b of m is equal to 10, what's b to the 20 in terms of m? Okay, well, I think first we're going to need to turn this into an exponential relationship. This just means that the exponent I put on b to get m is 10, so the exponent I put on b to get m is 10. That just means that exponential equation. And then if I want b to the 20, I'm going to need to square both sides of this equation. Okay, and so b to the 20 equals m to the 2. All right, so the next one is going to kind of prompt us with a log function. It's going to say, okay, start with what's the domain of f? Okay, well, the thing that goes on the inside of the log, it has to be positive. So I'm going to grab this x minus 3, and I'm going to set it greater than 0. And then I'll solve for x, and I'll get x is greater than 3. Okay. What's the value of f of 7/2? Okay, f of x is log base 2 of x minus 3, so this will be 7/2 minus 3. That's log base 2 if you want to think about it as 3.5 minus 3, or 7/2 minus 6/2. Either way, you're going to get 1/2 in there. And it's like, okay, what exponent do I put on 2 to get a half? And that would be the -1 exponent. Okay, and then the value of f of 4, I'm going to do the exact same thing. F of 4 is log base 2 of 4 minus 3, which is log base 2 of 1. What exponent do I put on 2 to get 1? That's going to be the 0 exponent. That's all for Form A. So let's move on to Form B. All right, on this one, log base 2 of 8. What exponent do I raise 2 to get 8? Okay, 2 to the 3 is 8, so that'll be equal to 3. Log of 1/10, okay, that means base 10 log. So I'm asking myself, what exponent do I raise 10 to get 1/10? And that's going to be -1. Yeah, because 10 to the -1 equals 1/10. Okay, now we're going to, yeah, this was an error over here, because 16 to 64, yeah, that's 4/3. I'll change that. But, if you just put the 1.2 where I put the 4/3, then you would have answered the question as it was written. It just wasn't written quite right. Anyway, 25 to the 1.5 is 125. So log of something is going to equal 1.5, because the log is the exponent. The base of the exponential is the base of the log. And so that means that 125 would go in there. Over here, the base of the log is the base of the exponential. So it's 16 to the 4/3 power equals 64. was I going to say? Oh, at this point, you probably already know how to solve an exponential or a log equation. And so you could look at this as like, okay, I just raised 16 to both sides power. Right? 16 to the 4/3 equals 16 to that. And that's just going to be 64. Which I have there. Over here, I'm taking the log with base 25 of both sides. You could look at it like that. Same thing. All right. Now we're going to sketch the graph of y equals log base 3 of x on the axes provided. So that's going to be 1. And it's always like that. This is the shape of every log graph, provided it's not like x minus 5 or negative log base 3 of x. That'd be a different deal. Over here, I'm going to mark off 3. That's going to go up to y equals 1. This one's not quite drawn as much to scale as the other one, but that'll be all right. That's perfect time sketch. So we'll move on to the back side. We're going to say, all right, if log base b of m equals 5, what's the value of b to the 15 in terms of m? So what we're going to do is we're going to start, get a relationship between b and m that's not a log relationship, where it's a little clearer, it's more exponential. So the base of the log is the base of the exponential. The log is the exponent, so b to the 5 equals m. And then the value of b to the 15, well, I need to take both sides to the 3rd power. So b to the 5th to the 3rd equals m to the 3rd. And so I get b to the 15 equals m cubed. Over here, look at this function. What's the domain of f? Okay, we can only take the log of a positive number. So I take the thing on the inside of the log and I set it greater than 0. And then now I'm going to solve for x. So x is greater than 5. Okay, what's the value of f of 6? Well, I would say, let me think about this. I'm going to just plug in if f of x is log base 4 of x minus 5, this will be log base 4 of 6 minus 5. That's log base 4 of 1. The exponent I raised 4 to get 1. That's going to be 0. Okay. And then f of 7 is going to be the log base 4 of 7 minus 5. And so that's log base 4 of 2. I say, what exponent do I put on 4 to get 2? 2 is the square root of 4, so that'd be the 1/2 exponent. Okay. That's all for quiz 9.2. And it seems like students in my class did pretty well on this quiz, but if you need any more support on this stuff, you should come see me. That's going to be all. Thanks for watching.